Hi everybody, I'm here with Dennis Bordyn, who is principal and founder of Bordyn Law in Illinois. He's been a fantastic friend to IICLE for many years, both as a speaker and author. You're teaching for us again at the Real Estate Short Course, which is coming up on October 22nd and 23rd out in Palatine at Wojciech Conference Center at Harper College. Tell me, Dennis, what is the value for young lawyers to be attending a course like this each and every year?
Well, I think the advantage for a young lawyer is tremendous because of the fact that quite often, especially when you get out of law school, you don't really have a whole lot of guidance as to what area of the law you really want to practice in. But real estate these days incorporates so many of the different disciplines, including even if you're not working for a law firm, it offers the opportunity to participate in litigation if that's the route you choose to do, because now there's a lot of foreclosure defense work that needs to be done. And somewhat of a shortage of lawyers who are very experienced in how to go about doing that, but also even just the transactional aspects of real estate. And plus, there are also quite a number of ethical considerations in practicing law, especially if you're trying to combine various disciplines of law into one area. So for a young lawyer, it's a very good way of finding out what are the different aspects of real estate in which you might want to focus your practice as you develop it. And in many cases, because of the speakers that they bring in on ethics, it gives you a much better idea as to what to watch for in the real estate practice from an ethical standpoint. So it's very useful for a new lawyer to help define their practice and get some ideas from very experienced lawyers as to how they can improve their practice once they decide what their discipline is. But even more so for experienced lawyers, because real estate law is changing almost on an hourly basis. And so it's a very good way of getting together with the people who may have seen a different thing happen in the law than you've been able to see, and it gives you a much better idea as to how to refine your practice and avoid some of the pitfalls in real estate practice.
Yeah, it's amazing. I was going to say that the next thing is let's talk about the people that come back year in, year out that are actually very, very heavily involved in complex issues in real estate. I know you are involved heavily in short sales. I know you're also involved in defending mortgage foreclosure, largely because you were talking about this multidimensional practice where you don't really get away with practicing one thing or the other anymore. You really need to find some amount of skill set in several different areas that might be combined in the law.
Yes, that's true. It's very difficult to just segment your practice anymore because of the fact that with the current economic environment, it's very difficult to keep the elements of bankruptcy or the elements of foreclosure away from your transactional work, because these are the things that are going to keep on going on while you're trying to negotiate a real estate transaction. And in fact, even if you're only representing a buyer in a transaction, you have to understand what's going on the other end, where there might be foreclosure going on the property, while your client, who is the buyer, is trying to acquire their home, or what's going on with the short sale negotiations. So regardless of which aspect of real estate you're practicing in, being able to see the whole picture is very important, because it gives you a much better understanding as to what's going to be going on with the transaction and with your client while you're trying to successfully close a transaction.
Thanks so much, Dennis. Ladies and gentlemen, the Real Estate Short Course, it's going to be once again out in Palatine at Harper College.
Yes.
At the Wojciech Conference Center. It's going to be on October 22nd and 23rd this year. We would love to see you there. It's a tremendous networking opportunity, networking event. It's a great opportunity to meet some amazing lawyers that are teaching and writing on the subject of real estate law in the state of Illinois. So thank you so much, Dennis, for your time.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me.